You ever get that feeling that there's a whole other conversation happening, right underneath this surface of the words people are actually saying? It's like there's a hidden truth just sitting there. Well, that's exactly what we're getting into. We're going to decode those tiny signals that show you what people really mean, so you can start hearing what isn't being said out loud.
So let's just jump right in with this. This is a really powerful idea. Think about it. Most of the time, people aren't talking from a place of pure logic or reason. No, their words are often broadcasting their deepest insecurities, their oldest hurts. It's kind of a wild way to think about everyday conversations, right?
Okay, so that leads us to the big question. If everyone's really speaking from a place of fear or old pain, how on earth do you figure out what the real message is? How do you get past the noise and find out what's actually driving them? Well, it turns out the clues are literally everywhere. You just have to know what you're looking for.
Right, the first thing you have to wrap your head around is that most of our communication isn't about just trading facts. It's really all about these deeper currents, survival, ego, and this really deep fear of being judged. People aren't always trying to lie to you. A lot of the time, they're just trying to survive in a pretty complicated social world.
And to get through that social world, what do? We all develop a kind of defense mechanism. You can just think of it as a mask. And seriously, every single person you meet is wearing one. We all put forward this carefully crafted version of ourselves that we're hoping everyone else will like and accept.
Now, this is the part that I think is so interesting. This whole mask thing, it's not about people being fake. Not really. It's about people being scared. The mask is just a shield. It's built out of a fundamental fear of being rejected and a really powerful need to be accepted. It's not malicious. It's just human.
So if we're all walking around with these masks on, how do you ever see what's actually underneath? Well, the key, the first sign, is tension. You got to pay attention to what makes someone uncomfortable. What topic makes them kind of shift in their seat? Or where does that easygoing smile suddenly get a little tight? That discomfort, that's the exact spot where the mask begins to slip.
And that leads us to the really practical part. How do you actually spot these slips? We can call them micro-flinches, these tiny, almost invisible cracks in that polished surface that let the truth shine through. Let's look at a few really common ones.
Okay, check this out. This lays it all out so clearly. You know that person who's always mocking arrogant people? Well, a lot of the time, that's a direct signal that they are deeply insecure about their own value. Or what about the over-explainer, the person who has to break down every single little detail? It's not about being clear. They're absolutely terrified of being misunderstood. And my favorite, the person who's so loud about how virtuous they are, yeah, they're probably trying to shout down some pretty serious doubts of their own.
And it doesn't stop there. Here are a few more quick tells. The things someone seems to hate in other people. It's often just a mirror, reflecting back a part of themselves they can't stand. Silence is also a huge clue. That long pause before they answer a simple question, that can show you exactly what they're afraid of. Oh, and you gotta watch out for those short, perfectly rehearsed answers to big questions. That's classic avoidance. The key takeaway here is the truth is usually in the reaction, not the action itself. So, once you start to see these little patterns, your whole understanding of social interactions it completely changes. You stop just reacting to the words on the surface. You start to see the hidden strategy, the moves happening underneath. You're basically reading the entire social chessboard. And this, right here, is the real game changer. When you can decode these little micro-flinches, you go from being a pawn on the board, getting moved around by forces you don't even see, to being a player who sees the whole game with crystal clarity. You finally get the why behind what people do. But I want to be really clear about something. The point of all this isn't to manipulate people. It's not about getting some kind of an edge over them. The real goal here is empathy. It's about genuine understanding. When you can see the fear behind someone's anger or the insecurity behind their criticism, you don't become weaker. You actually become unshakable. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Go back over your own day, your own interactions with your friends at work, even people you see on TV. Which of these little truths, these micro-flinches, have you already seen? Because I promise you, once you start looking for them, you'll start to see them everywhere.